Easy sleeper. I'm tired and hungry. I mean, they're most likely panicking or just giving up because they're already in so much pain. Still, seems inconvenient, especially if there are means to like recover. They just have to quickly snort some cocaine, and they'll be able to turn the situation around. Goblin Shaman Cream Stews. Well, I could buy all of them. I think I'll just take a bunch of the cheapest things I can. Yeah. You can build resistances by constantly putting your XP on the brink of death, basically making them monotone to pain. But doesn't that mean that, but your XP is... Wow, why am I dying? Oh, I'm starving, right. Of course, they won't enjoy the process, but it does reward you with better mindset for your XP and being more numb to pain. I think the guard might kill me. Wonderful. Doesn't the XP not have, or like, even if you do build up all that resistance, isn't there a good chance that they might die? And all that building will be for naught? Or actually, like, what's the end? When does a run end? Can they like return to like base? Simulated limb and cardiovascular system. Ouch, my paw. Three characters with their own distinct playstyles. 11 layers of an alien planet. 300 items to find a run. The run ends when their brain is destroyed or their heart stops. Losing a limb or two doesn't stop the run. Of course, you could find like a prosthetic, right? Hopefully, that would be a ideal outcome, or an ideal alternative to just losing outright. What's my level? Trait profile. Ah, I see. Okay. I'm sure you can, but most of the time you have to stop it to self-amputate. I think the Iron Hammer of Palmia, Gilbert, is the most likely person here to decide that he wants to put a rock to my head. Or rather, he's the most likely, and if he does, it will be very, very deadly. Actually, there is a quest that I do need to go back to base, and I need to go back home and get like a certain item, because that item allows me to keep food fresh. Something slips into Anathan the guard's inventory. A sly smile plays on your lips. Hopefully that does something. That does not include me dying. I don't remember what Dream Larva actually does. One of these is poisoned. Okay, so I guess there's no point in putting it into anyone else's. There's not really a point in putting it in anyone else's pocket, but I can put it into my pocket and blend it with food. It's a good video on causalities unknown that I can send in the media channel. Good. I probably wouldn't watch it on stream though. Let's see. So what I need is to get a bunch of allies who can fight on my behalf. Because as things are right now, I am very weak. Oh. Oh, I knew that this sounded familiar. I think I understand. By like planting these things into the guards' pockets or into people's pockets, they may visit me in while I'm asleep. Ow. I think the music that's playing right now is the music that plays while during one of the boss fights in the Arknights IS. Or rather, they're like roguelike game mode. What I think I need right now is in the video. All right, I'll take a look at it after the stream. What I need is one, an instrument, and also maybe the tax box. I forgot how to train my like main stats. But because my character's a succubus, I believe I'm gaining a lot of potential in like in like these stats. So if I ever figure out, whenever I figure, wait. I forgot how you like gather allies or adventurers. I think you have to challenge them before you can recruit them. Non-unique, non-ranked adventure. How do you check at the adorableness? Did it go through? I didn't see. I think this is a ranked adventure. I need to find an adventurer who is decently leveled. Stream's just delayed by like 6 seconds on my end, that's why. I think if I go to the other major capital, because there's like 2 kingdoms, I believe, I might be able to find better or easily recruited people. Stardust Diva. Huh. Also, I think causality is unknown as the most accurate representation of the human functionalities I've ever seen depicted in a video game. It's pretty interesting considering that the what's it called? All the characters seem to be all like fairies. But yeah, it does seem fun. It does seem pretty fun to since it like from what I see of the description, it's supposed to mimic like real injuries, right? So and also like kind of inform you of it. That was I think that was one of the problems that like half sword faced, or not faced but has, is that it's kind of hard to tell why your character is not performing as it should. You just know that like you're just like in the middle of a fight and you just are your character just refuses to do things. I mean, they're still anthropomorphic, which means they basically function like a human. I suppose that's right. That's true. Yeah. I'm starving. I think you have to duel I think you have to duel this guy if you want him on your party. I also think my charisma is not nearly high enough. People. I think. Oh. That's just like kind of one of the things that can happen. Apparently the game mimics the human function systems and shuts various functions down accordingly to how they would IRL, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. I do like the fact that it seems like they're more transparent. I assume that they're more transparent with like how it affects you. Because it could be like in the third person game that I'm referring to, it's not very easy to figure out why your character is like poorly performing. It just kind of leads to frustration. Whereas while you may not be able to check why your status while you're in the middle of something, at least the information is there. Oh, my skill just goes up. Interested in watching birds? Oh yeah, they're extremely transparent. They show you everything all at once though, so it's hard to tell when stuff starts overlapping, but it gives you several status effects at the bottom of your screen that tells you exactly what's causing it. Yeah, that sounds very, very nice. I do like well, I do like the idea of pouring over stats for a while. I think the reality of it is that at a certain point I will just say there's too much stuff going on. I do not understand. Hold on. I need to go blow my nose. Sound design is also just so crisp. Hearing every bone break can be so evilishly satisfying sometimes, even if that makes me sound like a horrible person. No, I understand what you mean. I think I would be so I suppose you have to have a certain level of separation between, like, you have to be kind of what's the word? Separated from your character to enjoy that, though, because I think it would be more like devastating. I could see it being more devastating than satisfying to hear your own bones break, unless you're referring to like if another player, like, or another XP or something, or another creature's bones are breaking. That could be nice. But I believe I would be quite upset if my character's bones would break, or are about to break. Yeah, you have to remember that they are expendable. I played Lobotomy Corporation, so I know what to expect when it comes to expendables. I suppose so. I think even in Lobotomy Corporation, though, I just had to reset if like my strongest nugget ends up dying to something. Because it would be too much work to either like get back their ego gear. Like even if it's up to chance, I'd just rather restart the day. Because I know some of the suppressions will give you like a chance, or a good chance, to like restore their ego gear. It's just too much work to like train a new employee. I'd rather just restart the entire day than have to go on without or with like go on trying to like train another employee. But I think that's just because I play the game in a very risk minimizing way. As in, I just maximize all of their stats. Yeah, I can just be apathetic when it comes to expendables that are explicitly told that they're expendables. So it is kind of annoying when someone's when it's someone's stacked. Yeah, but wouldn't it always be someone's, like, you're taking them from like the top layer to the bottom layer, right? There's no other way to go about it. As in there's no other way to go about it. I guess if like the run, if it plays like a roguelike, then if the run's doomed, then yeah, I could see myself saying, well, I was probably gonna restart anyway, but so good, break your bones. I mean, I constantly make fodder employees to throw out certain abnormalities. I see. I don't think I make I mean, by the time that my most recent memory was like me trying to get to day 50. So by that time, I already knew what like most of the abnormalities were. And for the most part, it's better just to not take those abnormalities that require sacrifices. Yeah, Kazali is known as a roguelike. The only thing you keep is your own knowledge. Yeah. So it's just easier to like avoid a gamma my nuggets lives and hopefully that gamma happens, or else I'm gonna restart. Exactly. I mean, yeah, I'm at the stage. I was at the stage where if a thing was so annoying, I just wouldn't take it. Like Mountain of Smiling Bodies. I had to execute every single clerk because if it broke out and consumed like all the bodies, it would just be too much work to like. It would be too much work to recontain, and there's pretty much no way of preventing the clerks from dying. They just die from like anything, so it's better off to execute them. But then that made the runs take so long, and that made every day take so long because I'm just out here clicking the heads of every cleric. It is bad. You could overdose your XP with dopamine. That sounds fun. How does that play? Where did my runs are cursed because now my Lob Corp, I try to be a completionist and get S every day. It's not just like trying to get an S, it's just they just bounce around a lot and make a lot of noise and won't stop moving. Additionally, it hurts the brain a little. That's so funny. I don't care about getting S. I just don't want like my important employees to die, which is all of them. I don't have unimportant employees. I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time like overplaying the day to like train them to max stats. It's a very like kind of boring way of playing, to be fair. It'd be so fucked over if LobCorp incorporated achievements in that game. It would be fun, but I would go insane. Whoa! An egg. It is made of iron. My poor XP laughing as he gets mauled by aliens because he was too loud and attracted them. He should have kept his mouth shut. I should have like taken a shower before I started streaming, but I was kind of I didn't want to like make people wait too long. I didn't wish to make you wait too long. But I believe the outside elements are getting to my sinuses. What is going on here? Stinky lion? No, it's just like cause Cause I went out to like kind of like I went out to like a more like a kind of like populated-ish area, and I feel like it might be the reason why I feel like my nose feels stuffy and whatnot. There's a lot of people asleep here. Not sure why this is here, but I'm thinking about a design of my universe version of you because I like making ones of all my friends. Oh. Where did I get a kettle from? They don't seem to enjoy it when I seduce them. Oh no, wait, they do. It's like a 50-50. My idea is like the constellation of Regulus/Leo painted on the clothes, and the weapon would be a rapier, as they're considered the weaponry of nobles. I do prefer spears, though. Actually, I was thinking about this recently because I've been listening to the opening to Soul Eater, both of them. I was thinking about whether or not I'd be a weapon or a meister. And my conclusion is that I'd be a weapon. What happened here? Why is there just a heart on the floor? Anyways, there's a specific weapon I have in mind that, like, if it, I was thinking about that I have in mind for like what I would turn into in that that kind of universe. And it's this silly weapon. It's kind of like a spear, but it's a bit more brutal in the sense that it is like kind of crude. It is essentially a spiked bat. And so the idea would be that, like, as like a partial manifestation, it would just be like the spear point, right? But if things get more as things get more dire and intense, just spikes everywhere. Why not? You just start bashing them with the handle of the the shaft of the sphere. Why not? This kind of turns into would I be a meister or a weapon? Oh yeah, well, meister. Why? Just my gut instinct. This is awkward because of the three members of Pride's End, the other one who would be the other one, like one of them would probably also be a weapon. Ilsun. These are characters who are definitely these are people who are in Pride's End. Ilsun would probably be like a lance. Considering, because the way she fights is very predictable, I suppose. Predictable, but for the most part, kind of unavoidable. Which is why I think it would be a good fit for her. And then I think Fury would be a Meister, but that would be a problem because we're both essentially pole arms. So she would have to dual wield pole arms, kind of like Skahati or Skahat from Fate Grand Order. I mean, I could make it a spear as well. I did want to make it a rapier because the signature attack would be stabbing the constellation of Regulus into the target. I don't know where to position EU Lyrica though. If he should be part of a faction, leading, or subordinate. Lone traveler, or just living his life with friends. The city that we live in isn't very positive, so that's why. I am an adventurer after all, so perhaps the lone lone traveler route would be suitable. There's nothing for me to do here. Where did I get orange? Nice. Money is always nice. Vomit of Samalite the Tourist. This is bad. I'm being attacked by the rabbits! Wow. These two have made spared no time in trashing this area. Yeah, there are a few factions and groups of people who exist to help people feel safe, protecting the people from demons. That is indeed a noble view of what I do. A seal. I have seen... Oh, and big question. Would you be a magic wielder or a tech wielder? Or are you indifferent? As one group tends to dislike the other due to differences in opinions. Someone just mailed me shit. I think this is what it's like to be acclaimed. Acclaimed musician, I assume. Anyways, I think what I do is is more magic sided. If I had a preferred way of attacking, or rather, if I were to describe my preferred way of attacking, it would be inflicting like anti-heal. Specifically, not just like anti-heal in the sense of you can no longer heal, as in literally healing will hurt you. And to enforce this, my weapon heals people when they are struck. A tax bill of 500 orens. Right. So if you do not pay your taxes, or you have, I think it's not specifically if you do not pay your taxes, but if you have too many unpaid bills, like 3 or I think 3 might be the maximum. So after the 4th one gets delivered, you start to become, what's the word? You become an outlaw. You accumulate like crime. I see. I'd have to think of the compounds a spell of that sort would contain. The magic system is very complicated in my world, so most magic wielders are pretty smart. Indeed, I believe it would mostly be the result of a enchanted weapon rather than my own doing. These are not very helpful. What I need to do is lost puppy. I need a weapon though. Currently, I'm unarmed. In particular, this is lore that I have in mind, but never had don't have a place or a reason to divulge for the most part. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Your own mana or something else's. Weapons that are made from your own mana tend to be better attuned to yourself at the cost of you having to shed mana to even make it. Probably just be a relic that some sort of magic weapon that I found. Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm like particularly good at enchanting. So I assume that most of the work would be done by like a found relic. With perhaps some modifications made. Magic's only born from living animals, so it could probably be something that was given down to you through the ages, or something you just found somewhere that used to belong to someone. Yeah, something like that. The latter. Definitely father would not have granted me such a thing. I don't think two branches of different types will work. If only I could make a full one. Mana is basically a second set of blood streams in your body in my world. That's why I said shed mana. To make magic gear, you'd need to infuse material with mana, commonly mana steel. I see. To what extent? Oh, hey, spear. To what extent is mana like recoverable? Blood will eventually come back, but could you say the same of mana in your world? Treasure chest. Stone Rebel, Blue Herb, Poster. Most of this is kind of garbage. Junk. You don't naturally come back like blood, or you can inject yourself with refined mana or apply it to foods. Refined mana is basically shed mana, but put through a lengthy process to make it. Excuse me.